We are back. Welcome to another rebranding of Faded and X Rated. We've been off for a while. We've done a little soul searching, found a new home where we'll be recording. We'll be using some more video this go around. Things will be posted on YouTube as well as on our Instagram. You can see our little tags at the bottom. You have me, your boy Day. We got Kip over there, Mr. Wizard Kelly himself.
Yep.
We got Scrap over there.
He nodded it. He
Wagwan.
nodded. He's nodding.
Yeah, we see him. We see him. Feel like we had to do this back. Kind of missed it. I feel like podcasting filled the void and us being able to just talk our shit, right? I know me personally. I know some of y'all as well. Like watch Cam and Mace joint, which is my favorite podcast right now. And that's what they pretty much do, right? They just talking the shit amongst old friends. That's what we are, old friends just talking the shit, giving our insight on whatever's relevant, right? Music, sports, entertainment, anything relevant. And we figured we bring it back. I missed it. I know Kip missed it. And we just gonna talk our shit like we used to. I got my little drink on deck. It's this whiskey. I think it's whiskey that Scrap bought me. It's hell you pronounce it, Williette, Kentucky Kentucky whiskey.
Put that in the camera. Let me see what that is. I didn't even see what it was.
Shit, I can't. You ain't gonna be able to see it. It's like it's the
It's a gold
tile,
label
the
on a
text
what's
that they
called.
use. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard to read, but it's good. It's real good.
smooth.
Thank
Okay.
thank you, Scrap. I appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna get started. First topic. We got Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. What is it? Super Bowl 58. It's fucking Roman numerals always get me. I had to Google what Super Bowl it was because I forgot how to fucking read the Roman numerals. But we are in Super Bowl 58. It's a matchup we did not want to see, but here we are, and we have to live through it. So the Super Bowl is on Sunday, February 11th, between Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers. This is a rematch for them. They played a few years ago, in which Kansas City beat San Francisco. This is when Jimmy G was the quarterback for the 49ers. Um, so they have a rematch. Now they feel as though they have a more competent quarterback in play to put them over the edge against the Chiefs. So just to give a little bit more information leading up to the Super Bowl, this is Pat Mahomes' fourth Super Bowl appearance in 5 years, which is crazy. This also a rematch of Super Bowl 54, like I mentioned. And Chiefs have six appearances with a record. This is their sixth appearance with a record of 3-2 in the past five. And San Fran, this is their eighth appearance with a record of 5-2. So they're both two winning uh, they're both two winning. The hell is Scrap doing over there? They're both two winning
Franchises.
franchises when it comes to the Super Bowl. They both have winning records. So I'm excited to see how this turns out. Um, I guess we can start off with you, Kip. Who do you think is who will win this particular Super Bowl?
I gotta go ahead and backtrack a little bit because I ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie. I have not watched any Sports Center or any type of show related to
Mm-hmm.
sports since the Baltimore Ravens lost. I was really vying for them, and
Mm.
since they lost, I have not watched anything related to sports related to sport of football. Um, as far as who I think is going to win, my heart and my head is telling me that it's going to be the Chiefs. I just feel
Mm-hmm.
like they have the better experience. Have experienced quarterback, experienced coach, um, and for however you want to rank them, that defense is really, really good. I was really hesitant on saying that before, but now I can really admit that their defense is really good. Not the best defense in the league, but I do think that they're definitely top five for sure.
And what defense are you referring to?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. Yes. Okay.
I could agree that they're top five. I don't know if they're top 2 or top 3, but I think they are top 5 for sure. Um, who am I going for? I kind of am going. Well, not kind of. I am going for the 49ers. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I guess for me, it's just the underdog situation. Ultimately, Brock Purdy, last pick of the draft. I think that he has the best story to get there. I think
Mm,
that this is a good Super Bowl in the sense that I will say that this isn't the Super Bowl that many of us want. I think many of us probably did want the Lions versus the Ravens to be the Super Bowl, or the Ravens versus the 49ers, but I think the Lions versus the Ravens would have been really the matchup that people wanted to see. But I think that
cool.
this Super Bowl still has a good storyline along with it. Ultimately, we got
Mhm.
Brock Purdy, last pick of the draft, somebody who's trying to go ahead and I'm sorry to go ahead and bring this guy's name up because the fact that I'm not the biggest fan of him, but ultimately I do have respect for him. Brock Purdy's trying to be the new Tom Brady, last late pick that shines through and he's carrying the team. But also on the other side, Patrick Mahomes is trying to be Tom Brady by getting these
True.
consecutive chips. So it's a good storyline on both sides. But yeah, ultimately, I think that the Chiefs will win just due to the fact that you've been there before. You know what to expect. You know what to go ahead and prepare and how to go ahead and get there. Like you said,
Mhm.
this is what their fourth in the last 5 years, which is a great feat. This is not easy getting to the Super Bowl. It
Not
isn't
at
easy
all.
getting there. So let alone getting there and winning games and getting to the point that you're actually winning, it's a tough feat.
Yeah.
But I do think that the 49ers do have the talent to get there. They do have the talent to get there. That's my stance on it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs defense have performed when they needed to, right? Like, and if
Agreed.
we kind of look at how the Kansas City season has gone, a lot of those games were winnable that they lost, right? So you take away Kadarius Toney against the Lions when they played early in their season, that bobble pass that leads to a pick six, they lose, I think, within a score. So it's a lot of miscues that, again, most mainly all on offense, right? The defense have held their own all year. I don't think they've like lost like badly any game. It's I think all the games that they played have been pretty close. And let me see if I could pull up that information. I know for sure that Lions game was one possession. There was another one where they lost one possession. Was it against the Bills where Tony lined up off sides?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, so I mean, defense has been holding it down. I don't think they've lost any game this season by more than, let me see. Okay, they lost to the Lions by 1 point. They lost to the Broncos by, yeah, they lost to the Broncos. All right. They lost to the Broncos by 15. That probably was their biggest loss. They lost to the Eagles by 4. They lost to the Packers by 8, but that's also because of a lot of drop passes by his team. They lost to the Bills by 3 with Tony lining up all sides. I mean, yeah, listen, they defense hasn't given up more than, let's see. Highest scoring that they gave up was 24 points. That's not bad. That is not bad.
You could win games
You
like
can
that.
take that. If that's your
You can
high,
win.
that your average you're giving up got to be like max 20, low 17. Because let's see
Either
how
way,
many.
shit. You could win. You could
Yeah,
win some games like
you can win
you
games
could
like that, well,
definitely.
especially with that quarterback that you
Exactly. I'm
have.
about to say
Yeah,
the same
you'll
exact
yeah
thing. As long if your team, I can agree with this. That if your defense is saying that, hey, we're not going to, on average, we're not going to let them get over 20 points.
yeah
You can win games.
yeah.
Like you're gonna lose some games, but you're gonna win a lot of games with that
Mm-hmm.
happening. So I think that ultimately that team, that defense, they were sneakily good, but now people are knowing that they were legit this year.
Yeah.
Um, Once again, I think that the reason why we as people weren't, I guess most people weren't so high on them earlier in the year, is that this wasn't the same Chiefs that we've seen in years past where they're blowing teams out. Because if
Mm-hmm.
they were blowing teams out 40 and defense doing what they're doing, I think people would have gave them a lot more respect a lot earlier. Because
Yeah.
the fact is, people would have noticed like, okay, no, this team is really legit. The defense is really like that. But I think that the way that it was dressed up and that they're winning games by like 3 or 4 points and losing games by 2 to 6 whatever points, I think that kind of obscured people's vision to what that defense really was. Um,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think that this season that I think this is where it gets a little tricky, and this is where it's like you're kind of going for him, but you're kind of not going for him. I think that right now people are at a crossroads that if Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl, there's a real argument that can be made that he's the best quarterback that ever played the game, regardless of if he doesn't get to the 7 rings that Tom's gotten. As long as Patrick Mahomes stays at this level and he stays relevant in playoff conversations, you can make an argument that he's the best quarterback to ever play the game of football because the fact is ultimately what he look at the sample size that he's put out thus far. Look what he has done in this time frame. That isn't something that you're going to go ahead and say that could be found on anybody else's resume at this point in time. It isn't. So I think that ultimately that this Super Bowl is really important for the sake of his legacy. That if he does get this point, you can make the argument that he's the best quarterback to ever play the game of football. He might not have as much rings this time yet, but the fact is he should have sure as fuck catching up really, really quick and really, really consistently right now. So, and I think that ultimately the reason why Patrick Mahomes can also get that accolade is because the fact is that people may not believe it or may not agree with it. Patrick Mahomes has been the best player on his team each one of his Super Bowls. I can't say the same for Tom because the fact is early in his Super Bowl tenure, his games were really predicated on defense and just not fucking up the game. If that makes sense. He wasn't asked to go ahead and throw for 300 yards to win them a game. It was, hey, play smart football, let the defense get you short fields, and we dominate that way. Patrick Mahomes is asked to go ahead and actually play out there. We all know in the playoffs, Patrick Mahomes going to run at least a couple times for some yards because the fact is that
Yeah.
it's just what we know that he's going to do. He won't do it all season, but come playoff time, he's
Oh
taking that
yeah,
shit.
he gonna get them yards.
Yeah,
He
so
gonna convert some first downs. He gonna extend the play for sure.
So like I think that's why that argument can be made that he's going to be listed as the best quarterback at this point if he wins the Super Bowl. Even if he doesn't, ultimately he got his team to the Super Bowl, and people have said this year, and I'm agreeing with it that this team offensively hasn't been his best. This is probably his worst team offensively. That's the way I want to frame it. Outside of Pacheco, this team has been his worst team for sure.
You're not gonna say outside of Kelsey too, because Kelsey
has been bad this year.
You think so?
In
Not in the
comparison,
playoffs.
but compare like when I'm saying this year, I'm talking about the totality of the year.
Okay.
Kelsey in years previous, he was top to bottom, head and shoulder the best tight end in football. This
Hey.
year, it's been he's been good, but maybe it's me being a little jaded because he was on my fantasy team and he held me. He was my first round pick.
First
And he
round
did me
pick.
dirty.
You
But
ain't the only person that had a first round pick hold you all year. So I
so
know how
I
you
guess
feel.
that's why for me, like Kelsey, he wasn't head and shoulders the best tight end this year. You had old buddy Laporta and in the Lions uniform. He was doing his thing this year. We had other tight ends that were doing really well this year.
I still
So
think Kelsey had the most productive season. Still, even though it's not a Kelsey like year, I think he still was the tight end, the best tight end. I know Hawkinson Hawkinson, Laporta, like you mentioned, were in that top 5, but I still think Kelsey, like number wise, was number 1.
he might. I
I
would have
know
to
he.
pull it up,
I know
but
he either
I'm not gonna
he
do.
broke 1,000 yards or he just missed 1,000 yards. Again, these are not Travis Kelsey normal numbers, but we know why. He has a distraction in the box.
We're gonna get to that later on about the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, for
But
sure.
yeah, he was. This wasn't his best year. He had 985, 984, and he only had 5 touchdowns. That's not Kelsey like. 5 touchdowns. That's not Kelsey like for the season.
Not at all.
So
I bet a lot
he's
of weeks of him scoring a touchdown, which he let me down. So
yeah.
yeah.
So without going into much on him, but one thing I will say about Kelsey: great players do great things. Playoffs, he's showing up in the playoffs. That's what matters the most. Are you going to be here to come playoff time? And thus far, he's done what he has to do. He's held up his end of the bill, and they're one game away from locking up a third chip. So, it's going to be interesting. Once again, I haven't watched any Sports Center for the past week, or 2 weeks now.
They only got
Um,
two.
yeah, this is because they went to three total. They won two, lost one. They lost the
That
one
is true. Yeah, yeah.
to Tom,
Buccaneers.
and that
That's
was a
right. You're
bad
right.
year when that line was terrible that year.
You're
When the line
right.
was
Oh, yeah, he was
22 points.
getting
So
killed. I mean, the Tampa Bay defense was like that year too. So
they were, but I
they were
can't
like that.
I can't dismay the fact that that line was not the best line at that point in time.
Yeah, that's true.
But I can't take
He
away
had
from the Buccaneers that
he
they
had
went to the
Tariq
Super
Hill
Bowl.
that year though, right? He still had a
Yes,
Hill.
that
Yeah,
was I think that's before Tyreek Hill left.
yeah, because they went
So
last year without Tariq Hill and won. Yep, yep, yep.
yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. But shifting gears a little bit about this, we're gonna come back to the sports. But halftime this year, we got Usher Raymond. What's up?
Dominican Usher.
We got the Dominican Usher
Right on
out
me.
there. As I
Right
think
on
that they
me.
definitely. What do you feel about the pick of Usher being chosen? And do you think he's bringing anybody out? Who do you have? Who do you have thought that he's going to possibly bring out?
Um,
Stuff like that.
let's see. I think they trying to keep it on that because isn't Jay Z still like head of like bringing in entertainment for the
Talent,
Super
yeah, I
Bowl
think so.
talent? Because he
I
brought in
think he's
Rihanna
still.
last year, right? Because
Yeah, I think
Rihanna
he's
did it
still. I think for
last
the
year.
NFL season. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I mean, I like that. I like Usher. It's in Vegas. He had a residency in
I
Vegas.
about to say the same thing.
I think. I mean, Usher. You can't go wrong with Usher. Let's say that Usher got hits for a Super Bowl, and he got just hits. You know what I mean? So he can always
I
do
agree.
yeah.
That's gonna
Uh,
be. That's gonna be done. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely gonna be performed without a doubt.
yeah. He has a Usher's probably the top five in R&B all time, in my opinion, male and female. So
I could agree with that statement. I could agree with
Confessions
that.
is in my top five albums of all time. Really doesn't. It's hard to top that, especially like in an R&B album from song one to song N. That
Yeah.
album's amazing. And I think he's just been trending so much this year that it made sense to
Take him.
use Usher, right? Because like he had all the social media attention when he's like singing. Wait, he sang for Kiki Palmer, right?
Yeah, that was the whole
Called
thing.
that
Yeah,
caused a whole riff. He's singing
broke a
for
relationship at that point.
yeah, singing for all the married women, getting them in trouble. Singing for the WNBA joint, Aja Wilson, is that her name? Aja, yeah, I think that's her name. But yeah, I
That's a basketball
think
player, I think so.
Usher knows how to put on a show, right? And that's what a halftime is, a show. I think I liked Rihanna's last year. I think this one's going to be good as well. You said who I think he's going to bring out. I mean,
Hmm.
we see they have commercials with Little John and Ludacris. Little John, by the way, looks and sounds like a totally different person. Just throwing that out there. Didn't even know that was Little John when he spoke, but I guess he's living up to the Dave Chappelle skit of how he talks when he's not
Regular
doing
casual
movies.
conversation.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Um,
funny.
but let's see who I think he can bring out Diddy. We know that
Yeah, no,
he
that's
can
dead. That's
he
dead
can
Fred.
bring out Puff Daddy. Let's see. Jay-Z's not going out there. Um,
I said
he
Jermaine
might bring
Dupri.
out Will I Am for Oh My God.
Oh
I
yeah,
could
that
see
I didn't
that.
think about that. Yeah,
I could see that. I'm not going to say Ludacris and Lil Jon because I feel like that's obvious, and he probably is going to do that. But I think he's going to bring Will I Am out. Let's see. Who does he have like songs with or remixes with? He has a lot of solo shit that he don't
yeah.
need to bring people out. He is the show.
That's one thing I will say
Um,
about Usher Raymond. He is an entertainer. That's what
he
you
is the
need.
show. I
He
don't think he's
definitely.
gonna bring out Alicia Keys. Beyonce's not gonna go out there. So I know that's all right. Because I seen something on Instagram like what like the over unders or odds for him to bring out certain people. So I just wanna look at that real quick.
Mhm.
And while I do that, who you think he's bringing out?
I could see. I said Jermaine Dupri because he got a lot of shit with Jermaine Dupri. I feel like
Really?
they're gonna make some stuff out. Got some shit that he produced. I
Mm,
do. I guaranteed. I don't see him not bringing out Lil Jon and Usher. I mean Lil Jon and Ludacris.
yeah.
They have a couple songs together. I think the real troubling thing for me is that ultimately a lot of his songs that are like kind of tailored towards a Super Bowl performance are
Mm-hmm.
songs that are by himself. There
Yeah.
aren't too many songs that he has. Like he has a couple songs, like you said, "Will I Am," "Oh My God,"
Oh
yeah.
my god.
He had, but I was really trying to go through his catalog to see like, what's a song that he could play on the stage, and who would he bring out? Like I random like maybe he might bring out City Girls with that song that recently came out in the past like couple years. Cause that's like a upbeat song. Cause like I don't see him really going into his bag and doing some R&B shit like "There Go My
Yeah.
Baby" type of shit. That's not gonna happen. I don't think
Right.
that's gonna be in his repertoire. And I feel like a lot of that is
I mean, I don't know though, because I feel like Rihanna last year she played shit that didn't really suit the Super Bowl itself, and she was they kind of worked. They worked out.
it works. It definitely does work. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I don't
Yes.
know. I think that it's going to be probably. I feel like the theme for it's going to be Usher through the ages. He's going to have shit from like
Mm,
every album type of thing.
yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if that happened
This goes
because
out to
Usher been in the game
Jew,
for a hot minute too.
Jew, number one, number one. So I'm looking at the list of damn, where did it go? The list of like the favorite song for him to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, where did it go? Lost it that fast. 1 second. So you make me wanna. It has the best odds at minus 145. That's
You make
crazy.
me
That
wanna
oh, sorry, I
that's a
lied. They
tough one.
saying this is Usher's best song, which I disagree. You make me wanna is not Usher's best song.
Mm, 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 mm. I don't.
They
It
got that.
could.
They
You
got
can
that as
do it.
their favorite for Usher song. Then they got "In This Club" second, "Caught Up" third, "Burn" at
It's gonna be played. I can
4.
hear caught up. I can see caught up.
You Got It Bad 5, Yeah 6,
That's gonna be played.
Confessions Part 2 7.
I don't think you could do Confession Part Two though. That's gonna be tough.
No, this is not for songs for him to perform. This is the odds of
His,
his best song, like his best song,
mm,
which is still
mm.
crazy. Because why is Confessions Part 2? What is that? 7? That's
I think
crazy.
it's. I think so. Is it you saying that that's the best? That's the odds of that song being played.
No, no, no. This is separate from the Super Bowl. This is his odds on his best song. I
Oh,
guess.
okay. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Confession Part
this
Two.
is his
No,
best song.
absolutely
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely. We all
You
know the
smoking.
number one song is Superstar. We all know that.
That is my favorite song by Usher, but
That's easy. The
Confessions.
interlude is better than some of those songs I just named. The interlude go hard too.
Like
And
I don't like
I don't
Confessions should
like a
not be
lot of
that low.
yeah,
It's a lot
confessions that
higher.
low is crazy.
Like
Crazy.
make me wanna. Yeah, you make me wanna. It's not
It's
that
not
low.
that good.
Yo, look,
It's
I don't.
kind of had me
I'm really
questioning
just thinking
who
about it
put
just
this
now. That is
together.
not that good of a song for it to be that. No, absolutely not. Yeah, that's bugged out. Yeah, I don't know where they're going with that. But
Craziness. But
I bet you they got this though. What's the over under on Taylor Swift being shown during Super Bowl? They got it.
I
I'm throwing
heard
out.
that let's see. I heard that somewhere. I think it was over under 10. I think I heard that
I'll take
on
over.
Cam and Mace joint. Over under 10 times should be shown. I
Oh
think it's
yeah,
gonna
I'm
be.
not.
You know what is really predicated on? It's predicated on how well Travis Kelsey plays.
I don't
If
think that
Travis
even
Kelsey
matters.
scores, if he has 15 catches, 3 touchdowns, I'm gonna cut the amount of touchdown catches he have in half to as many times as they're gonna show up. First, they're gonna show her in the beginning of the game, right? Just to
Mhm.
let us know that she's there. That's
So, quick
one.
question before you go any further.
Yeah,
So, are we counting like? So I'm gonna paint the scenario. He catches the
yeah.
ball, like
Hmm.
it's a touchdown. He catches the ball. They show him celebrating. They flash to her.
Yep, that counts.
That count?
That-
And they
That's
go
one.
back to him and they flash to her. Does that count as two, or is that still
I
one?
think that would. I think like technically that would be counted as two.
I'm about to say that's really what's contingent on. Because if we do
Yeah.
that, then it's definitely going over 10, without a doubt in my mind.
I don't think they too often do. They did that often. Like when she first started coming, they would like go back and forth like ASAP. But I think as especially like the last playoff game, they was she at the last playoff game?
I'm sure she
She
was.
was. She was because they took. She was down there on the field with them, and I don't think they show her that much then.
I don't.
But This
This
the
is
Super
different.
Bowl.
Yeah, I'm about to say this is
Big as
different.
the Super Bowl, nigga. This
Yeah, this is the
they
Super
trying
Bowl.
to
This
get
is
all the viewership.
you trying to get as much viewership as possible. Fuck that. You in the stands, you're
Facts.
gonna be seen. You got no privacy out here, bitch. You gonna get seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that even her, she probably because I don't think Taylor Swift has ever performed in the Super Bowl, so that might be coming up soon, anyways. But either way, I
Mm.
say that to say that ultimately, this is like the most publicity. This is the best publicity you can get. All eyes are gonna be on the Super Bowl during at some point or another. All eyes during this country are going to be on the Super Bowl at one point or another, whether it be
Yep.
during halftime or during highlights. She's going to be seen. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying like the over under. If it's 10, that's easy money.
Yeah. I think
Unless
you
she
can find
goes in there
that
with a
bet somewhere. Let me see. It might be on. Let me check FanDuel real quick. Because like, or
even
at
if
least
she came in there on some Kanye shit with the Morphe fit on with the face covered, you're still gonna be on camera 10 times. There's no way.
that's true. That's
No
true.
way.
And again, eat like, and I guess like, are we considering just like throughout the game, like so like before the game don't count and at the end of the game don't count? Like I wonder what like type of stipulations for this particular bet there would be, right? Because
Yeah, they
you
have to
got to
spell it
think at
out.
the end of the game, it's gonna be a lot at that point.
Yeah.
She's gonna
And
be
especially if they win, yeah.
yeah, shit,
Well, it's gonna
yeah,
be interesting. Once again, if there's a bet for it, they gotta have it really spelled out how that works. Because once again, if you're talking about quick cuts, that if those count, yeah, you going over that 10 hit easily.
easily.
They're gonna Vegas
Because you know
understand
what
that.
they're
Like, yeah,
going
you're
to
gonna
do.
stop that shit.
This is what I see someone say. They said you're going to see her try and do some new dance or fucking up some dance in the press box. Because didn't she do like the swag surf last week?
It
Or
was a travesty. It
oh
was
my
a fucking
gosh,
trap, bro. They drove that man Patrick Mahomes Senior to drink.
yeah.
they
I was gonna
yeah,
get.
my
We
man,
gonna get into that. Then
they
another
drove my
distraction
man.
for the Kansas City. So
They
Pat
drove my
Mahomes'
man to
daddy,
drink.
Pat Mahomes Senior, got arrested for DUI. I think they were saying that this is like his fourth or fifth
I can see
one.
that. I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. What and
Pops is
I forget,
he out
was it
here.
in Texas? I think they said Texas is where it happened. Don't mind the location. There's no he got arrested. I'm sure he's out now. Probably got bailed out. But yeah, this is just days before the Super Bowl. I think it happened earlier this week or maybe over the weekend. So I mean, I think at this point, Pat Mahomes is like so used to having to deal with distractions because like he had a period of time where his brother was doing dumb shit. His wife Brittany was just doing dumb mess. So I don't think this is going to phase him. I think he's still going to ball out, but it could play a factor in the Chiefs how the Chiefs perform, but I don't think it will. I think Pat Mahomes, at this point, especially if this is like his fourth or fifth, I think what I read on, you know, this is not going to be something that I ain't gonna say that he wasn't expecting, but something that he hasn't dealt with in the past before.
Yeah, I can see that. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but it's true that ultimately, when you've seen it once, you've kind of seen it all type of situation.
Yo,
No,
I know.
ultimately,
I'm thinking of the Super Bowl now. Sorry to cut you off.
they're
I
good.
know Vegas is probably lit as fuck right now. I
Yeah,
know it
yeah.
is. I
That's
like stadium. So stadium. You haven't been to Vegas, right? You
no,
didn't
I
go to
haven't
the
been to Vegas. I missed
bro.
that trip.
So stadium is this pool party joint, and they got like it's pretty much like a big ass pool party sports bar. So they got like big
Hmm.
ass monitors, or I guess those little TVs that amount to a big ass TV. So they got that shit there. I know that place is going to be jumping during the Super Bowl. Like if I if we were to have gone, I don't think I would have want to go to the Super Bowl. First of all, because the price is crazy. That stadium not even that great. Because me and X, I think just me and X, because waiting for everyone to get it. Me and X went to that stadium, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas for a college game. It's not that great. I think,
Really?
yeah, it's not that great. Like I've been to better college arena stadiums than that. Yeah,
For
I think
all them billions they put into that shit, you would have thought that this shit would be top of the
like
line.
first, like it had just opened up when me and him went to see it, and it felt like it was already like it had already been around for 10 years for some reason. I don't know.
Yikes.
That was just my opinion. I just wasn't impressed by a new build stadium. I guess that would be my biggest.
For a new build stadium is that bad?
Yeah,
That ain't it.
yeah.
That's not a
Like
good. That's not a
honestly, I
good
think
way
the
to pay
Falcons
for it.
probably got the best state. Well, at least the best stadium that I've been into. Falcon shit is fire.
Yeah, nah, I did. The Falcon Stadium is
Atlanta
fire
joint,
though.
Atlanta joint fire. Because don't they, didn't they have like full? Well, I mean, some they're starting to do that now, but they have like a full restaurant in the Falcons joint. Like I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles have a restaurant in their joint. Yeah, I don't think they do. I know the Sixers, like the Wells Fargo Center has, are now building in those like bars into the stadium, but yeah, not impressed by the Raiders stadium nonetheless.
That's
But
crazy though, because that isn't that the newest
yeah.
stadium thus far. I want to say it's the newest stadium.
Yes. Them
That
or
should.
LA. I'm not sure if LA's is because
No, I think Allegiant is actually the newest one. Now I think about it, actually,
Allegiant.
SoFi
When did
came
we go
out. I
to
think
we went to Allegiant in 2021.
yeah, SoFi was built before that. 'Cause I think SoFi was at the Super Bowl. Like, what
Was
was
it the
that?
year the Rams playing the Super Bowl?
No, I don't think the Rams had the home Super Bowl because the first home Super Bowl win was the Bucks. Maybe I'm bugging out. I'll look into it. But
No,
either way,
They played in Tampa
they
Bay.
put,
They were
yeah,
the
I'm saying
first
that
team to play.
the
Yeah.
at a home Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. Because I don't
Yeah.
what the Rams Super Bowl was after that, correct?
I believe
That's
so,
what
yes.
that was the
Yeah,
reason why I said
SoFi
that.
opened the year before. So SoFi opened in 2020. Let me see when um
Allegiant,
Allegiant.
yeah, that's a good question.
That
That's
should
I feel like
open. They opened the same year, 2020.
okay,
2020. Yep.
gotcha. But
Not
yeah,
impressed
that's
by it.
crazy though. That's crazy to say because the fact is ultimately what they pour into like 1.9 into that or 2.1 billion into that, and you were saying like
Yeah.
the stadium is not that great. Like that's
Yeah.
I honestly heard no good stadium not to go ahead and beat the dead horse, but I heard the
Mhm.
Dallas Stadium is actually really good.
I would expect that.
I heard the Dallas Stadium. They
I,
like
I, I,
I heard they
I
got restaurants in
Jerry
there, like
Jones
you
probably
said.
put his own money into that stadium. That's
So
Jerry Town. He wants you to see it.
like he said, Jerry World. But yeah, I heard that
Hmm.
stadium is really good. So that's actually a good stadium to visit. Like for me, like I like the outdoor stadium atmosphere, so to speak. But I won't lie, I will always enjoy indoor stadium because for comfort level, for you being a fan, it just seems more comfortable to be able to walk in and not have to worry about getting wet from the rain and snow and all that. That plays a factor into it.
Yeah, I
But
think they should. I think that's why I like those fields that don't have like domes, right? Because like that makes you earn that home field advantage that much more. So
mm,
like I'm Green Bay, we know frozen tundra. I'm Kansas City, it get bricked.
yep,
Um,
Baltimore, Buffalo. Well, Buffalo about to make a dome too. They're about to actually make a dome. I think this
See, I
upcoming.
don't like that. At this point, they might as well have neutral playoff location. You know what I mean?
Mm, I
At
think
that
that
point,
with the, I think I'll put it this way. I believe that ultimately, if I owned a stadium or if I was building a stadium, I would do what they did here in Atlanta. But I don't know how this is going to affect the mechanics of things. But I would do it where there was a way to go ahead and keep the dome open during cold ash days. I don't want
mm,
no team from Miami coming to Buffalo and being comfortable during playoffs time. I need
yeah,
my full advantage. Now, granted, like I said, I don't know how that works when you have a jumbo electric jumbotron up there that could potentially be damaged by. Because I know that the stadium at Mercedes Benz, it actually does open. The top does open. So I don't know how that works. I don't remember. Do they have a ring jumbotron? Do you remember? I think it's a ring jumbotron. Either way, I
what
would
do you mean
want to
by
make
ring jumbotron?
so like what it is like jumbotron is usually the four sided four
Hmm.
sided screen. The ring is basically I know SoFi. It's a ring 360 around, so the actual screen isn't like just visible from sides. It's actually visible from all sides because it's a 360 screen. So that's what I
Okay.
mean by ring. So
Mm.
ultimately, what I'm getting at is that, like, if you're living in the north, you want to keep as much home field advantage as possible. Like,
Yeah.
granted, I understand Lake effect. Minnesota is brick as fuck. Buffalo is getting that. Buffalo had to hire fucking public people to go ahead and shovel the stadium out
Crazy.
during the playoffs. But that also
For
builds
the
your community.
cheap too. For
Yeah,
the cheap ski.
but you gotta think, but that builds your community up though. That, you feel me? Like that makes your hometown fans more integrated into this shit. Like
Yeah.
I was just here 24 hours ago shoveling this motherfucker. You best believe that I'm out here screaming my fucking head off and making sure these
But
motherfuckers that came
but
from the
listen
home
to
know
this.
that.
When they play the Steelers, niggas ain't even shovel. Niggas have to niggas have to make their own path to get to the seats, I believe.
That's
It was
crazy.
only the second. Who they played second? Was it Kansas City? Kansas City came to them, right, for the next game
Who to who?
to uh to Buffalo.
Yeah, that's Buffalo. Yeah, they went to Buffalo
Yeah,
second
they
game.
they shoveled those out. But when niggas played the Steelers, them niggas. Because I remember watching a clip of a family like niggas is using their legs to push snow, and I don't know if they were sitting because it was
Hey,
it
that
was snow
that's
in the
your
seats.
that's your people at Heinz Stadium fault. That's their fault. They could have hired the community. You saw Buffalo, they could hire you for $20 an hour.
No, this was at Buffalo. We didn't win in division. We played away. We played
Oh,
in
you talking about like
Buffalo.
the first game? Oh, okay,
Yes, you
got
remember
you.
because it was supposed to be
I
on a
misunderstood.
Saturday. They had that
But I
big
think it's
snowstorm.
because I think the reason why is because like there was like 4 feet of snow though in Buffalo during the during the
Bruh, you're an NFL organization.
I agree.
Get that handled.
That's true
If
though. I
I'm a
agree.
fan and there's snow in my seat, first off, I'm not. I'm falling. I'm suing y'all because it's snow. I can't move around safely. This
That's
is an
true.
issue. This is an issue, bro.
That is quite
At
true.
least
Like that is
discount me on my
dangerous.
ticket, bro. Give me some of that bread back.
That
Why
is
am I?
crazy. You go to a game, you
Why am
gotta
I?
actually
I
dig your
can't
seat out.
even
That's
sit because there's
crazy.
snow in my seat. Where am I supposed to put this snow into someone else? Now me and cousin behind me fighting because I try to move my snow from my seat to where he at. Like, how does that
Yo,
work?
that's hilarious. Now
How
that I
does
think
that
about
work?
that,
I just want to know how that work.
that's funny. You put it into aspect like that. That's actually
Cause
crazy because you
yo,
out there kicking snow and somebody else is like, "Yo, bro, don't kick the snow over here."
bro,
That's funny as hell.
imagine you go to your seat and it's occupied by snow, nigga. Your seat already taken at that point, son. I'm
Because you
not.
can't.
I'm
Yeah, you
not.
the last person in your seat
Yeah,
too. You ain't know
I'm
where to
not
push that.
paying for
Yeah,
the stand. No, and you know them
run my
playoff
money back.
tickets is bread.
You got to run my money back. That's the only reason why.
Cause listen, 'cause this is put it more in perspective, right? Imagine the niggas in the 300 seats that got to go up all them stairs to get to that shit.
I'd
That
be
is
scared shit to fall off
crazy,
that
yeah,
shit. You gotta
bruh.
think about it. I be because all that snow pooling up
Somebody
there.
got to cough up some coin, b. Is either you gonna give it to me voluntarily or I'm gonna we gonna have a lawsuit coming your way because my back,
My neck and my
my neck,
back.
and my back.
All right, well let's continue on, man. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead. Let's
So,
get crack
all
on.
right. Next, it's still related to the Super Bowl, but
Yeah, we good.
what do you think each team needs to do to win in the game?
All right. What each team needs to do. Okay.
Yep.
So I think that for Kansas City, I'm gonna stick with what it is that ultimately Kansas City, they just need to catch the fucking ball.
Mm.
Like they need to continue what they're doing, catch the ball. There's going to be Patrick Mahomes is going to get you the opportunity. Just
Yep.
catch the ball. Legitimately, that's all you have to do. Catch the ball. You got to go ahead and I think for this game, this may sound disrespectful, but it's going to be true. You got past the toughest hurdle, which is Baltimore, in my opinion. Don't
I
fuck
don't
up now.
know.
I think that
I
Baltimore team was.
I can't say that. I think Baltimore was a bigger reason why they lost themselves than the Kansas City or whoever they lost to.
I could agree with that. I could agree with that. Their game plan was that
You go away from
I'm
your whole game plan that got you to the number one
seed.
seed,
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. And that dominated.
and
I could agree with that
because
statement.
I can't say
They
the defense ain't do it. The defense held them to 0 points the second half. Defense did what they needed to do. Defense, First half they was a little shaky, right? But
Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah.
they had no
Yeah,
experience. You
absolutely.
got what's the bull from Notre Dame that starts? Kyle Hamilton, right? First,
Mhm.
he a rookie, or first year
I
pro.
want to say I think he's a rookie or first year rookie. It might be.
Anyway, he
I'll take a
doesn't
look at
have
that.
any playoff experience. Of course, he's going to give that up to Kelsey and then for the first touchdown. That's going to happen. That's going to happen, right? But you can
Hmm.
see as the game went on, they became more. They
Comfortable
were
with the
playing
game.
more comfortable, more in the moment, right?
Oh yeah, they played lights out in the
Off
second
the
half. I agree.
offense let him down. And again, that's whoever
I agree.
told Lamar not to run the fucking ball. That's what it comes down to. I was a big advocate for him to throw the ball, but if I'm the coach for the Baltimore Ravens, I want him to run the ball. I don't go fuck if like that's just me.
That's funny.
I was just always using I
He
was just
said,
always using that case because of for MVP, right? They were the number one rushing team. He was the main reason behind that. I don't think they had any 1,000 yard rusher, but they all were around that 8, 7, 600 because they spread the ball around a lot on the ground. And I was saying that he didn't have enough passing statistics like touchdowns, yards
yards.
to
Yep.
qualify him to be MVP. He had a great last game against the Dolphins, or whenever the last game he played, because they played Steelers last game of the season, which they benched. But he
Hmm.
had a great game against the Dolphins, which showed he had the ability as a QB because I think he threw 4 touchdowns for like 300 yards. All
Yeah,
right,
like the
boom,
last two games, he lit up the
boom, you
last two games.
solidified your MVP there. Go back to what you're doing now, nigga. Run the ball, run the ball. I
Yeah,
think
no, I
I brought
agree.
it up to y'all in the chat where why is it the fourth quarter and Lamar Jackson only has what's 4 or 5 carries, and he got like he ended the game with like 9. He had 5 of those in the fourth quarter. Like you're not going to win like that. He was holding the ball too long. We see one of them led to a strip sack, which ended up in points. Like you can't go away. That's the dumbest shit you could do. You can't go away from what
No,
got you
that's what that
there.
is.
You got to
It's
let
not
them
coaching his
stop.
heart.
You got to let them stop you from running the ball before you abandon ship. They didn't show that they could stop him because he never got a chance to start. You know what
It's
I mean?
funny though. It's funny though, right? And we're gonna get back to the Super Bowl and what they need to do, but it's funny though that you bring it up
Yeah.
because the fact is, I agree with you 110% that the Ravens, I from the play that Lamar scrambled and he didn't burn that man out of his shoes.
Yeah.
I knew something wasn't right. And I
Hmm.
was watching the game with Scrap, and I was like, "Yo, why aren't you running?" Like he literally pulled up and let him get tackled. At that point, I was like, "Bro, you can't be serious. You're not gonna win the game if you doing that." Like I don't know if Lamar got his own head about it, or they told him like, "Yo, protect yourself and make sure you get to the next game." I don't know what it was, but whoever made that game plan fucked it up. Let's call a spade a spade. It was a bad play calls, and ultimately, I do agree with you that the Ravens' choice in play calling absolutely made the Chiefs' job a lot easier
A
for them
lot
to win the game.
easier.
So
A
I do
lot.
give them credit for winning the game, but I think the Ravens allowed that opportunity for it to happen. Now, there were other miscues that happened throughout the game. You know, the punch out by Snead, which was a fucking awesome play and shit. Granted, those are
Need
going
a
to happen in
dog.
football. Those are going to
Need a
happen in
dog.
football. But I do agree that ultimately there was still opportunity. They lost by
Let's,
7. It wasn't like they lost by 20. It
yeah.
wasn't like they were getting shut out. Like you said, that defense in the second half let the Chiefs put no points on the board. Legit
Mm-hmm.
shut them out. So it wasn't like they didn't have time and opportunity. They just kind of, I think they got scared and their play calling just went out the window. But back to the Chiefs and what they need to do. Once again, catch the ball when it's there, and ultimately, and this is one thing I said about the Ravens, and I'll say about the Chiefs. You got one more game. Don't fuck up. You got one game.
Yeah.
You have one game left. Play play your brand of football that got you there, and just
Yep.
make the plays that you need to make. Like
Yep.
you did it last game. You made the plays you need to make. Do it again this game. Stick to your job. Make the plays that you need to make when they present the opportunity. Whether that means you're catching the pick when it actually hits you in your fucking hands, you catch the shit. Don't go ahead and bobble the bitch. Catch the
Mm-hmm.
shit. So I think that's the key for the Chiefs to win. As far as this is a tough one. As far as for the 49ers, I think the 49 I think that no, I don't it's not I think. I know that what's my man name from what's the coach? I can't remember his name now.
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. I
Hmm.
think Kyle Shanahan is probably one of the greatest coaches to coach in the sake of scheming. He
Mm.
knows how to get his players the ball. He knows how to get the yards up and down the fucking field. Kyle Shanahan, step out of your own way in the end of the game because we've seen it in
Mm.
2 Super Bowls. You did it against
As
the
big as
Patriots.
the Super Bowl.
You did it against. Now, if I'm not mistaken, when they played the Chiefs the first time, they almost won that game. They fucked up in the second half, I believe. I think that they were winning at one point, or they were winning throughout a very good majority of the game, and they fucked up. Once again, this is why I like a coach like Dan Campbell. Run the fucking score up. Don't go get conservative. When you get that lead, because it's gonna be a chance where you're gonna get that lead because you got the skilled players and got the talent to get there. Once you get that lead, pedal to the metal until it's no time on the clock. The only time you relax is if you up 40 and they got 10 and there's no time on that fucking clock.
Yeah.
I think that's the key to the game for the 49ers. I think they have the team to get there. I think they have enough talent to get there. I think that offensively I think they have better weapons. I'll say that. I think outside of the quarterback, they have better weapons. I think they have better receivers for sure. They have a good enough tight end that's equitable or marginally better, worse than Kelsey, but he's not worse than Kelsey in the sense that it's bad. He's just not as good as Kelsey, but he's very good. So get him the ball. You have a great running back. You definitely have a better running back for sure. You have a great tackle. You can win on offense. Defense, you got to go ahead and show up. Go ahead and make the plays. Stay within your lanes. Keep Patrick Mahomes in the pocket, and make sure that when you get them down. That's all you got to do. I think that's the key to the 49ers winning. Kyle Shanahan keeping the pedal to the metal. Defense keeping Patrick Mahomes in the box because you know he's going to scramble at least 3 to 4 times during that game. You make
Mm.
sure you get his ass down on them 3 to 4 times.
I think my answer is gonna be a little different from yours, right?
Okay.
So for the Chiefs to win, number one, keep Kadarius Toney out the game. That's number. That's number one because
Like we
he's
did last
claiming he's
game.
healthy. First off, I'm surprised they didn't cut him for the shit he said on his live stream on Instagram. So he pretty much blew the whistle and said, "Yeah, they got me listed as injured and I'm healthy. They lying, blah blah blah. I ain't fucking hurt so and so." So I'm surprised they ain't scratching for that because that's frowned upon. Like listening to someone hurt when they're not actually hurt. You can
Yeah, I'm
as
about to say
easy,
question.
yeah.
Not to cut you off, not to go get off topic, but no, it's on topic though. Is that? I thought about that during the time when he came on live and said that.
Yeah.
Is that something that should be punishable to that
So
team?
he was
Because you're
still,
lying about the injury report.
yeah, but he was still inactive because he was away for a family. I think he had a birth, like child was born or something, or he had some sort of family emergency that also kept him away. But I don't think they needed to disclose that he was hurt when he wasn't hurt. So I can see that, but if he was already out for another reason, I don't think they would have penalized him because of that. But that shit can play a factor, especially with like all the betting shit going on. So
Yes, 100%.
yeah, so but
But yeah, continue.
that's key one for the Chiefs winning because. Like you say, Kyle Shanahan's going to step in his own way. That nigga Tony going to step in his own way. He's been doing it all year. He's cost them at least 2 games I can remember. Probably
Yeah,
a
at
third.
least two, because he dropped the pass on a go route and him being offsides during that Bills game, I think.
Bills game. But we could also say he was the reason that they won last year against the Eagles. He did score on that Rugrat play, but that might just be on the Eagles because they clearly couldn't pick up play recognition because the niggas were in the same play back to back. But that's in the past. Different Super Bowl. Secondly, the Chiefs have to neutralize Christian McCaffrey. You cannot let Christian McCaffrey get going because when Christian McCaffrey can't get going, that offense can't get going.
Agreed.
That's in my opinion. If I'm the Chiefs, you got to beat me with Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Cal Juszczyk, George Kittle. You can't beat me with McCaffrey. Because if you get McCaffrey start, now everything opens up. Now, because we got to stack the box, Debo is 1-on-1. Brandon Ayuk is 1-on-1 with. I wonder who Snead's going to follow. Is it going to be Debo or is it
It got to
going to
be
be
Debo. You
Ayuk?
got to follow Debo, unless
But
Debo is like
Debo,
really hurt.
Debo, that gadget shit though. So I don't know if they necessarily want to keep him. I think they would want to isolate that downfield threat with. Actually, I don't know because I've seen this nigga Snead neutralize Devontae Adams this year. So, and he does a lot of like he doesn't do as much gadget shit as Debo with like handoffs and shit, but he does a lot of like short routes and shit. So I don't know, but they got to stop McCaffrey. Once McCaffrey get going, that whole offense just turns up because you
Humming
got
right there.
you got to worry about so much.
So I will say this. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
So if you are, so the old Belichickian idea, like you said, don't let their best player beat you, right?
Correct.
So if you Kyle Shanahan, do you go ahead and start the game hot with passes, trying to go ahead and get the offense rolling, and so that way you could kind of punch in
No.
with what you call it afterwards, or do you stick with McCaffrey first?
You stick with McCaffrey because this is a Super Bowl, biggest stage you ever gonna play as a quarterback. Brock Purdy throws a pick that opening drive. I don't think he recovers from that.
Okay,
big stage,
okay. Yeah,
big stage, big moment. Team that's been to the Super Bowl 4 out of the last 5 times. You can't put yourself behind like that, and I think it might not be his fault, but I think that puts him more at risk of getting spooked. And once that was one of the reasons what they say San Fran lost the first time they played him. They didn't have a good enough quarterback play. That's what they said last year. Why they didn't make it? They didn't have enough. They didn't have him playing later, and like he was hurt at the end of last year and played hurt in that last playoff game. So I don't think you want to spook him. I don't think you want to put him in that situation to where I think he will fail. Forcing that pass on him. You gotta get McCaffrey going first. You gotta come out with your best plays for McCaffrey and then go from there. Whether it be some leads, some fucking slip screens, whatever. You gotta get McCaffrey going early, and then you can do your Kyle Shanahan trickery shit that you do to get your best players the ball. That's not within the normal way of getting them the ball. For the 49ers to win, you gotta contain Mahomes. You can't allow Mahomes to extend plays because that's when he's the most dangerous. You can't. I don't necessarily think you need to take away his first read. You take away Travis Kelce, you'll be fine because I don't know if Rashee Rice, again, he's also a rookie. I don't think he has the experience yet in the it yet to take this like against this defense. This defense is much better than let's see. I think they have better corners on the 49ers than they do on the Ravens because KC played the Ravens last week, right? Am I right with that?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. The last game. Sorry, the last game that they played. I think 49ers have a much better defense. They also don't have a corner that just came back from an injury like Marlon Humphreys did. So I think you limit Kelce as much as you can, which is kind of hard because Kelce's going to get open. You have to get at Pat Mahomes. You have one of the best D lines on paper, right?
Yeah,
if you look at
paper,
the line, you got
a lot of bodies for rotation.
You got Bosa, you got Javon Hargrave, you got is Armstead still there? I know they got Chase Young. I think Armstead. There's another D lineman that I'm missing, and then you got a savagery linebacker. You got Fred Warner, you got Greenlaw, and then there's the other guy. I can't think of his name. So they have to get the pressure to Mahomes. They have to make him feel like he can't do what he normally does. You got to put him in an uncomfortable situation, and that's how I think they win. I don't think they need to do anything differently offense. I think if they continue to do what they've done week out as they've been healthy, they will win. Again, can't force Purdy into a situation where he'll fail, which is like trying to switch up, making them pass more than they need to. Get McCaffrey going. That should open up everything else. I think they can get McCaffrey open. They got a great line. Trent Williams, one of the best linemen in the league. They gotta get they gonna run heavy to that left side. That's their go-to side when they trying to get some shit going. One
Agreed.
way,
And Eric Armstead is there, just to go ahead and let you know.
Armstead, okay. Armstead's a dog too. One thing that the Kansas City D-line ain't no slouch either. They got the George Karlaftis dude who's been balling. They got Chris Jones. I think you gotta put Chris Jones on Trent Williams. I don't know. You can't.
Got to make him work.
Yeah, you can't have him playing D tackle, like backside D tackle, because they're gonna keep running away from Cuz. You got to put him where they're gonna go. Not if he's not playing DN, I'm sure, because I think he plays like the whole forefront, like he plays anywhere on that line. You got to put them where they're going to try to get the ball to, and allow the weak side or that backside line to earn their keep, which I don't think they can. It'll be more up to McCaffrey freestyling and doing what he do to actually get them going. So those would be my how each team can win. So yeah.
All right. Okay. I like it. I definitely like it.
All right.
Ultimately, like you said, that there's gonna be some good matchups. I think in this game. Ultimately, I think there's gonna be good matchups offensively and defensively. It's just about, once again, like, who's going to go ahead and execute and make sure that they are staying in front of the sticks, so to speak.
I agree. Well, it's been a long time since we've done it, but we bringing that boy good back. I know we only got you, but we got some questions. I got some questions for you. You can always play a game by yourself, or you can always just play with yourself. Pause. I said it.
All Drake voice real quick. All right, go ahead.
Hey, relax. All right, so for our new people tuning in, I know we've been going for a while, but the format stays the same. So we got That Boy Good. That Boy Good is, I get that line from one of my favorite movies of all time, Coming to America, where the Barbers and Eddie Murphy's character, they're all at the church banquet, and Randy Watson had just performed Our Children Are Our Future. And at the conclusion of the song, one of the barbers said, "That boy good," clapping his hand. One of my most quoted movie quotes. Probably. I don't know. I quote a lot of movies. I'm a movie head. So that's where we get the title "That Boy Good" for the game that we're going to play. So I'm going to ask Kip, or if we have other hosts other days, or guests other days, series of questions, just to kind of test their knowledge on whatever. It can be movie, sports, whatever. So we're going to get started with just Kip today. It's all going to be Super Bowl based questions, right? All right. So the first question, without going over, the lowest scoring Super Bowl was under how many points? Without going over. A, 12 points, B, 14 points, C, 17 points, or D, 20 points?
Now, is this all time, or is this just like the past few years? If I'm not mistaken, what was
all
the last
time.
option?
The last option was 20.
I think it's 20, because I feel like that was recently like a 17-3 Super Bowl, and I think that was the Patriots versus the Rams, if I'm not mistaken.
That's your final answer?
That's my final answer.
That is incorrect. You had the right Super Bowl. You just got the wrong score. The score was 13-3. So the answer would have been C, 17.
I knew that the Reds had 3 in that Super Bowl. That was a whack ass Super Bowl. I remember
that was a whack ass Super Bowl.
Didn't
we do a podcast during that? That shit was trash.
We might have. But yeah, I was at least I was there. I was there. I was there a little bit. I
Yeah,
had half of it right.
yeah.
Got the score wrong.
All right, next question. Which quarterback has the most passing touchdowns in the Super Bowl? A. Tom Brady. B. Steve Young. C. Pat Mahomes. D. Joe Montana.
I'm going to go. I feel like that was Tom Brady, and I feel like I know the Super Bowl. That might have been the one against the Falcons. I feel like he lit it up during that. No, he had like 300 in like the fourth, I think. But I'm gonna go Tom Brady. I'm gonna go Tom Brady as my answer.
That is incorrect.
Shit, who the fuck?
That Super Bowl that you were talking about, James White had 3 touchdowns. He had 1 receiving and then 2 rushing. So the answer is Steve Young. He had 6 passing touchdown. He leads with 6.
How many Jerry had?
Jerry probably had a good amount. This was the score was 49-26 against the Chargers in 1995. All right, next question.
I should have just stuck with that. I should have stuck with Jerry. Yeah,
there are 4 wide receivers / tight ends who have 10 or more catches in the Super Bowl. Can you name them?
4 tight ends or receivers?
Yes.
All right. I think that it is safe to say. Okay, I think I got at least 2.
Okay.
I know one probably is Gronk.
I'm gonna let you list your 4. Actually, I'll give you 2 wrong before it's scratched. So Gronk is incorrect.
Gronk is incorrect. Wow.
Gronk is incorrect.
I'm thinking through Super Bowls. Right. Cooper Kupp. I feel like he had 10 and.
That's incorrect.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! All right, dude. All right.
Jerry Rice.
That's correct, Scrap. Out of left field. Out of left field.
Shannon Sharp.
Okay.
That's incorrect. You got 2 more wrongs. 1 more wrong, actually.
Sweep the board. Hold up. Oh yeah. Well, I'm scratched. You said two wrong. I'm scratched out.
No, you can go again,
sweep.
but you're after that you're done.
All right. So we got Jerry.
And you said this is 4 people. So 4 people
I could
total.
pretty much scratch out
4
anything
people, yes.
before like 1995. I feel like there's nobody in 1995 before that really had 10
T.O.
catches.
Incorrect. You got 1 more guess, Scrap.
I wish I had scored these Super Bowls. All right.
Oh,
so
you know what? You said receptions.
Yes, 10 or more in the Super Bowl.
Did any of them play on the Rams?
I can't give you that.
Isaac Bruce.
Incorrect. You're done, Scrap.
Isaac Bruce. All right.
Isaac Bruce is a good guess though.
All right, so I'm gonna go
because them teams used to light it up.
That shit. I don't know.
All right, if you get this one wrong, I'll give you a hint after that.
So give me I know he didn't have 10 in that Super Bowl, but give me Marvin Harrison.
Incorrect.
I know he didn't have 10.
All right, I'm gonna unmute Scrap because he had his cartoons on in the background. So the clue is 2 of the wide receivers are they played on the Patriots. Not named Gronk.
Okay, I'm gonna guess that Wes Welker was one of them.
Incorrect. You're done, Kip.
Shit. I know who. Damn. I know.
Wait, you said they played on the Patriots?
2 of them played on the Patriots.
Shit. I don't know. Is it Randy?
Incorrect. All right, you're both done. All right, so
Edelman is probably one of them.
Edelman is one, but you're done. So I'm gonna read off. I'm gonna read off the 4. So it was Jerry Rice, Julian Edelman, Travis Kelce, and Deion Branch.
I was gonna say Deion Branch too.
I knew it was somebody from an early Patriots Super Bowl that wasn't like a dog, but yeah, okay.
There's a second part of this question. 2 of these receivers have done it twice. Who's the 2?
Edelman and Kelce, I'm assuming.
Scrap, what's your guess?
Hold on, Jackson pulled up on me. What was the question again?
I said 2 of those receivers I named have done it twice, or they've had 10 or more catches in the Super
Who
Bowl.
would those people have done it twice?
Yep.
I'm a
Jerry
fucking idiot.
and Jerry and Branch.
All right, Scrap got that part right.
Okay, I should. I don't know why I keep not thinking about Jerry Rice.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like,
I don't know why. I don't know
yeah,
why.
you big tripping.
question.
You're
I
big
am.
tripping. Scrap, I muted you. I'm gonna read the next question. Who holds the record for most interceptions thrown in the Super Bowl?
I think I know who it is. I think it's got to be Peyton Manning.
You saying Peyton Manning?
I feel like Peyton Manning threw a couple picks during that Super Bowl versus the Seahawks.
You mean
He didn't have a
yeah.
shitty game. He did
I
have a
think-
shitty
I know he
game.
had
Scrap,
two
what's your
versus the-
answer?
Hold on, give me 1 second to think.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say the most, and it's in the Super Bowl, not playoff run.
In the Super Bowl, yes.
Damn. McNabb.
Good guess. That's incorrect. You both are incorrect. The answer is Rich Gannon. He threw
Right.
5 interceptions against Tampa Bay. And
Damn, what's 2002? No, 2000.
2003. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember watching that game. I'm like, damn, this nigga doing numbers.
You gotta put that.
That might have been the first Super Bowl I watched. That one, or when the Patriots played the Rams. I'm not sure which year. I think Rams playing the Patriots was 2002, and this Super Bowl was in 2003. But I'm like, damn, another one.
Another one. Damn, man, Rich. I thought it definitely was the hell.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Cam.
Yeah, I thought definitely it was Peyton during that Super Bowl versus the Seahawks. Like he was good that year, but I just think that they were just bad in that Super Bowl. Like that.
Yeah,
I thought for sure. That one was. I feel like he threw 2 in the one versus the Saints. I know he threw one to Trace Porter, bitch ass. But yeah.
I think Rich Gannon threw 2 pick sixes in that game. Yeah, he threw one to Derek Brooks. I remember that one.
That was the Tampa 2 Super Bowl with Dungy, right?
Dungy. No.
That was
Gruden.
Gruden.
Gruden pulled a Steve Kerr on Dungy.
Oh yes, there you go. That's what it was.
That was.
That's
all
exactly right. That makes sense. Yep.
Next question. Can you name 3 players with a defensive touchdown in the Super Bowl? There's a few, but I only want 3.
3 players with defensive touchdowns in the
your man on the Steelers.
Yeah, which gonna run it back? James Harrison. He ran one back.
Okay.
Let me think.
Defensive. If we be, oh no, he didn't play defense. His position wasn't a defense.
No, he didn't. He sacked him. Didn't score.
I was gonna say Devin Hester, but he didn't.
I knew you was thinking Devin Hester. I knew you was gonna say Devin.
Technically, well, special team, but technically,
Special team.
Was he listed as a? Was he listed
But
as a
his
corner that
position
year?
was he was a defense. He was an offensive player, right?
No, I think he was. I thought he was.
He might have
DB that
transitioned
year.
into offense at that point. That's not. It's still not considered a defensive touchdown. It's a special team touchdown.
No, special team
It's
touchdown.
not. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got one with James Harrison.
James. I want to
think
say
this
someone
told
from
you
the
I
Legion of Boom, but
you did.
um,
You did just say one. I know.
Definitely just told you that niggas won.
I know where the Super Bowl happened. I just don't know the player who did it though.
you told us what you say.
All right, like, I ain't gonna tell you now.
I got my kid with me, man. I can't concentrate.
I don't know. I know who. Well, I know who threw 2 of them. I know that much. I just don't know who returned them. That's the question.
What's
That
the
is a
Super
real
Bowl?
question.
Tell me.
We talking about the Buccaneers Super Bowl. Rich Gannon throwing 2 pick sixes. So I don't remember who he said. Did you say Rondé? That's who
Rondé did not know. Someone did score in the Legion of Boom, a defensive touchdown. Not on that defense. Let's say that.
On the defense, is it Bobby?
Nah. Y'all not gonna remember this person.
I thought it was
Oh,
lineman
is
on a running play.
Bruce
I thought he
Irvin?
played offense.
No. You're not going to remember this person because he wasn't popping until that Super Bowl, and then like he didn't really do much after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I had no clue.
All right, I'm gonna go over the names for y'all. So we got James Harrison, we got Dwight Smith. He caught one against Rich Gannon. You got Derek Brooks, who I mentioned. He caught another one.
Okay.
You got Malcolm Smith from Seattle.
Gotcha.
Wouldn't have got him. You got Robert Outford. He scored for the Falcons in Tom Brady's Super Bowl. Ty Law for New England. You got Nick Collins from Green Bay. He scored against the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy Porter on Peyton.
Oh shit! Oh, I don't know why I didn't say that one. I remember that.
Nigga, just talked about him thinking he threw the most picks in the Super Bowl, and you can't.
I remember the pick. I remember looking away from the screen at that point in time, but I do remember that Super Bowl, and I do remember him returning it for a pick.
You got Nick Bolton for the Chiefs. I think he scored last year. He would have had to score last year because he's fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Malik Jackson on Broncos. I think he scored against Cam when they played Cam, I think.
Okay.
He scored a fumble recovery. I think Nick Bolton and Malik Jackson, I got them in there for fumble recovery touchdowns.
Gotcha.
All right, next question. Can you name the last running back to go over 100 yards rushing in the Super Bowl? This is a tough one.
I'm thinking I could get in my little bag. I wish I could look at. Let me get a piece of paper and write down Super Bowl winners because that's where I got to start from. I feel like.
What's the question?
Can you name the last running back to go over 100 yards rushing in Super Bowl game?
Ahmad Bradshaw?
No, come on. No. That's the Giants in you.
It's only one running back that has done it.
I said the last running back. It's multiple running backs have done it.
The last running back.
But a lot of them niggas is in the 90s. So that's why I said last.
Who won last? Who won the year before last? I don't know how to think about it. That was. Who the fuck was the year before?
Did what's the name go?
Can I look at the teams that won the Super Bowl?
What's the nigga name?
Is it okay if I look at the teams who won the Super Bowl without looking at the
Yes.
stats?
That's fine.
I won't look at the which one. I ain't gonna cheat you.
The nigga from Tampa Bay, what's his name? He not one of them?
You tell me.
I don't know which the nigga from LSU.
Fournette?
Yeah.
No.
He didn't go on that thing.
Nope.
What we got here? Who we have as the winners? Okay.
I'm gonna give you to 942.
Nah, you don't gotta do that. I probably might get it beforehand.
You're not gonna get it, nigga. I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't gonna get it.
I feel like it's no. I feel like it was Marshawn.
That's your final answer?
Well, I guess, nigga, I am. My final answer.
That's your final answer? You said yeah?
Yeah.
That's incorrect. Scrap, you got. I'll give you a one more guess. Scrap.
Can you give me a hint?
I think I know who else it could be. I have another guess of who it is.
What? Can you give me the year?
No, dude.
Nah. Then you go narrow. Yeah, nah.
All right, you could tell us like
my memory's not that good.
The 10 years it was in. What decade was it in? I have my
last 10 years.
Last 10 years, so 10 years.
In the last 10 years. Yep.
Hold on, let me do what Kip did and look at the Super Bowl winners.
Yeah, no, my guess is okay. Nah.
All right, I'm about to give it an answer.
No. Hold on.
Nigga, I said 942. It's over.
You ain't doing shit anyway.
Give him a second for a guess.
Nigga, he said Ahmad Bradshaw. He should have got eliminated just off of that. That dumbass answer. The answer is Damian Williams for the Chiefs.
Would have never got that.
He was the last. I told you I wouldn't have got it. He was the last 100-yard rusher.
Bro, I don't know what team he was on after that fact.
He went to the. Didn't he go to the Dolphins? I thought he went to the Dolphins.
I can't tell you.
I don't know.
Would have never got that. And look at that. Yikes. The Seattle put the mittens on Denver back in what year?
Yes, bro. It was bad.
He went crazy on the What team did they play?
Bro,
He won.
Peyton Manning got the shit beat out of him. Oh my gosh.
It was on their head during that game. Bro.
Them niggas-
That was a terrible Super Bowl to watch.
I can't believe this nigga won. Now this nigga really dropped 42 tonight with 11 threes. I hate. This is why I don't bet. This is why I gotta stop betting. All right, my last question. Which division has been to the most Super Bowls?
Division, like
Division,
talking
yeah.
about like NFC South type division.
Hey,
Yes.
whatever the shit that what's the name was in.
The most Super Bowls?
The one that the
Ooh,
Patriots are in.
no. That's a good
Nigga,
answer.
you
but no.
crazy. The Bills went like 4 times. They went like
Like you talking about in the history?
Yes.
nigga, I could tell you right now is the shit that the Patriots was in.
That would be a total of what? 11? 11 Super Bowls? Well, 12.
Cause the Giants been there 4 times. Dallas probably been there like what? Dallas got how many Super Bowls? Or it might be NFC East. Because Washington got one. The Eagles got the Eagles been
Super Bowl.
That could be. You might be right about that. That actually might be actually correct. I'm just thinking.
But you got to think about all the teams that got mass Super Bowls. So all right, so Green Bay got how many? But no other team in that division.
No, exactly. I think that is the NFC East. I think you might be right about that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just calculating. I'm calculating that in my head right now because I'm just thinking about the. You said the Giants been on.
The Giants been at least the Giants 4 times because we won 4 Super Bowls.
Big is the Super Bowl. Y'all gonna answer? What y'all going?
1 second.
Oh, this nigga just pushy. Come on.
Let me just make sure I look at what I got.
I'm gonna go with NFC East.
All right. Scraps locked in with NFC East.
Because Dallas has been mad times, Giants has been, Washington has definitely been, but just never won.
No, I think they won one with which called.
Oh,
what's his name? Doug Williams? Was that his name?
And the Eagles have definitely been.
Yeah, a couple times. You might actually be right about that. Now.
Even when your man was there, his bum ass.
Or he's been there a couple times. Broncos been there a couple times. Shit, I think.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in with the AFC West.
AFC West?
I'm locking with that AFC West.
All right, Kip, you are incorrect. Scrap, you are correct.
Okay, so I was going to say that either way, but I didn't want to say the same answer. But I was definitely saying that.
That same answer.
But yeah, that definitely makes sense though, because like you said, with the Giants and between the Giants and the Cowboys, and then the Eagles went to like at least 3 or 4.
Yeah, they've been a total of. I thought
they went with
21 times. They have
the NFC East in total.
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like
they got 21 NFC championships and 13 Super Bowl victories. So what is that?
Saying? Wait. So say it again. So as a division, you're saying
they went there the most.
Yeah, they went there 21 times. Yeah.
Oh, our division has won the most NFC championships as well.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, if they're making it to the Super Bowl, I get you.
Yeah. 13 Super Bowl victories with the Eagles. Giants got 4. Cowboys got
like 5, right? They got like 5 or 6.
5. The Steelers got 6. We lead.
Yeah, I thought the Ravens only got 2.
I think the Patriots and the Cowboys are tied at 5, right?
No.
Patriots have 6 Super Bowls.
Who got 6?
Patriots got 6.
Oh, so they're tied with us.
Correct. I think it's y'all 2 that's in the lead right now.
Dallas. How many Washington got? No, they got 1.
They got 1.
They got 1. And then the 49ers has 5.
They ain't NFC East. They West.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you just count Super Bowls out now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Those are my questions. Thank you guys again for participating.
Am I pulling up to your crib?
For Super Bowl? You let me know. You ain't respond.
Nigga, you said how you? That's how I know you don't pay attention to me.
Nigga, I've been blasting a whole event today at work all week. This guy didn't know that the damn event was today. Talking about
I honestly wish I was there. I would have talked to that real estate guy.
real estate. Oh, Logan? Did you watch it?
I watched it, yeah.
Yeah, they was dropping some gems in there.
I heard it.
They had the bubbly afterwards. It was a little nice in there.
You don't need to be drinking at work.
Yeah, I know. I had one little sip and got up out of there.
Yeah, surprisingly, sidebar. The Giants got a fucking great ass record in the Super Bowl. They're 4-1.
Oh yeah, who they lose to?
I'm just saying they 4-1.
They lost in the 90s. I know they won one with LT.
They're off 4-1. Them boys good.
Good record.
The only person that got a equal record
Patriots,
is the
right?
Cowboys. No, the Packers. They 4-1. Patriots, they 6-5. Oh yeah.
Patriots is 6-5. Oh yeah, they did lose to the Giants twice. Yeah, they did, and the Eagles. Yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
6-5.
And them teams be watching them niggas. Get your ass out of here.
Yeah, yeah. All right, y'all got any questions y'all want to ask, or are we wrapping it up?
We never wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. All right, guys. Appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll be back on a regular schedule. Yeah, post Super Bowl on a regular scheduled basis. All right. Holla at y'all. Deuces.